Hey, good morning there. Morning, Nancy, Gavin, Mike, Thomas, Ron, Greg, Gregor, John, Chip, and Joe. Hey, Jason, my DSOP, how you doing? Thomas, good morning. Happy Wednesday, hump day, everybody. Camel day. Glad everybody's here. Are we ready for another day in the market? I would like to say exciting day, but I don't think it's going to be. I really don't. It's just going to be another one of those choppy, blah, 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 blah days. Careful with your trading. I guess that's something I should say, right? Take a look at the SPY. SPY, we're down a little bit. Futures are down a little bit, but you know, they're not horrible. They really aren't horrible. Take a look at where we're hanging here. I'm feeling good about this until I'm not feeling good. I think if we start crossing below 386.15, I think we're likely to get 365. Here's the bad news, and this is bad news. It is. I just, you know, unless something changes out there in the market, which I don't know, if somebody can tell me something that could possibly change, please do so. Please do so. I can't help thinking that we tap 350, maybe even 320 down here. That's a long way. And really, this is my real bad news. Under 300 on the SPY. That's my real bad news. Here's how I'm coming up with that, okay? We have a downtrend. No one can dispute this. This is not disputable. It is a downtrend. I do believe a trend will stay a trend until it's no longer a trend. So to make it no longer a trend to the downside, what is it we need? We need fuel in the gas tank, right? I think in our case, the fuel would be just some good news. I don't see any good news. Gregor, you're right. The Ukraine war stops. That would be good news, and I do believe that would rocket this market right to space. But I don't know if that would hold. We would start this process over again. But it would be a nice little rocket ride. I do agree with that. I think personally, since you brought it up, I think that's the only possible near-term gift we could get is you put it nicely there. Ukraine war stops. You put it much nicer than I would have. So I'm all about tanks running over people, and you get my message. You're picking up what I'm laying down there. So anyway, if we continue, this is what's I think going to happen, and we could truly see under 300 here, and I think 350 is a oh yeah possibility. Oh yeah. So what does that mean? That means bone up on your shorts. That means for those of you that have stopped trading, I'm not saying jump out and trade either. What I'm saying is this is the time to do the education. For those of you that's out there and you're kind of wondering what to do, education, that's what this is. Practice. Don't run out and do a bunch of shorts. Practice, because I know there's a lot of people that don't short. If you're looking for longs, wait till there's a clear, very clear, decisive reason to go long. Underneath the T line in my book is never, ever, 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 two more evers, ever, ever, one more ever a good place to be long. You've got to be over the T line. That is like the super bare minimum. And then you want to look at your price action. Is that the smart thing, or should we wait till we clear these highs over here? And it's always good to have this happen in the market. My market's a SPY. But a chart that you're looking at, a particular chart you're looking at here, let's come over here and take one of these. Let's take COP, for example. COP has really done all these things. It's doing great, right? So make sure whatever chart you're looking at is doing what you want it to do. Is it making a series of higher highs or higher lows? Are you at a good entry point? Are you close to support? Are you close to resistance, which you might not want to take the trade then? So just make sure everything's set up for you. And then with one of your eyeballs, and if one of you guys only have one eyeball, well, you're screwed. You're going to have to split that eyeball. If you corner your one eyeball, you're going to have to keep an eye on the market, because you want the market, you don't want the market tugging on you. Now, if the market wants to be yucky and sloppy and worthless, and if it wants to sag and get choppy and go down, that's okay, as long as it doesn't start driving your position down that you're in. But the minute it starts driving, your position's not working. If your position you're in is not working for you, take a peek at the market and just see what the market is doing. Maybe the market is taking a bite, a little bigger bite than it really should be taking at this time. Well, too big of a bite will bring a whole lot of things down. I don't care how good they are, it'll bring them down. So always keep an eye on your market. Your market could be the Qs, could be the diamonds, could be IWM. I don't know that there's a great big difference, to tell you the truth. One day one kind of rules, the other day the other kind of rules. I just like the SPY. Okay, so enough of that. Let's take a look at some charts. First one I have up here is COP, ConocoPhillips. I think energy is still the place to be. If you're determined to be long, I think this is the place to be. I've got some targets up here, 111.68-ish, 113.97, 120.12 up here as possible targets. One of the things in this market that I think we have all experienced and we all know is that if price starts moving up and you make a pretty reasonable profit, and that reasonable profit is totally up to you, could be 1%, could be 80%, could be anything in between, peel off some profits. Okay, that I think we've seen that, where if you don't take some profits, the sharks will come in here and take some from you. So take profits. As long as the price keeps moving up, stay with it. Just take profits along the way. Okay. Stop. Hang on one sec. Excuse me. A stop below 106.60-ish right in here would make me not want this ConocoPhillips. XLE, if you can't decide which oil company you might want to be on, energy company you might want to be in, then XLE might be the way to go for you. It's just an ETF. It's a bucket. It's a bucket of energy stocks. So one stock doesn't usually shake it up or shake it down. It just sort of works with all of them. And you can see it just trending up the T-line. Trendicator is green. Looks like we have broken out here, and we're just, I mean, it's almost like XLE is, dang it, ring the bell so I can go. Well, pretty quick the bell will ring, and let's just see what happens. Target up here of about 90.60. Stop below 182.67 looks good. TSM, how about a short? We can't go into this market without a short, right? So TSM, we've got this, what is this? Red. We've got this downtrend going on. You can see the red dots here. Downtrend going on here. You can see where we rallied up and we're just rolling over. You can see over here where we rallied up and we just rolled over. You can see where we rallied up here and just rolled over. I could do it again. We rallied up and just rolled over. Well, what makes us think there's anything any different here? Really, there shouldn't be. So looking at this as a short, Anything below about 90.10 I think is cool to short, and that's the T line. Target 84, 80, 76 to the downside. Look, just because there's targets down there, you have to watch that price action. You know, if price action was to do this right here, and we'll keep it the same color. Well, I can't, so we're going to make this red. That is not what I wanted. Square. I wanted a highlight. There we go. So let's say we do this today. Say we do this tomorrow. Goody goody gum drops. Say we do this, and then all of a sudden, bada boom, bada bang, something like that happens, and we start moving up. Look, don't be a weenie and not take your profits just because you think it's going to go down here. All right, get out of that doggone thing. Take your money. Well, it looks like it's still going to do this. Don't wait. This is a take your profit market, or them bears are going to come up behind you and they are going to clean your clock. They will. Bears and the bulls, they're not playing fair these days. They take no prisoners. So don't be afraid to take profits, okay? Bpr Energy that has a short look. What in the world is this world coming to? So here we've got way up here, we have a gap down, we have a blue ice failure. Trend indicator is 2 dots green. That doesn't mean anything to me. We could certainly circle right back around and turn those green. But as long as we stay below the trend indicator and stay below the 50-period moving average, I see a short, and I see 1330, 1280 down here, possibly the 200 of around 12 bucks down here. So PBR. Shell is a long. I like Shell. I like this Shell chart. I almost bought it yesterday, and then I just flat chickened out. I'm chicken on a lot of this market. Just chicken. So on Shell, here we have bullish W pattern. Boom. We're working. It's doing a good job. We broke out of that W right there. Fantastic. We're kind of bunching up right in here. We have got a nice gap. We tested a little bit, held up strong. Looks like this morning here we're an inside day. So I'm looking for a trade here. Maybe take us up to 61.15-ish and 63 up here as targets on Shell. Anything below 59.50, I'm not going to like it. One thing I'm going to be doing, and I've talked to a lot of people about this lately, is I see things like this. You know, you buy maybe, here, let's buy, whoops, just got to do that again now. You buy maybe somewhere in here, and then your stop is, say, that low. While that doesn't seem like a lot, that is a lot. If you have them over and over and over. And in this market, you're going to get a lot of stop outs. You know, another option is maybe to go lower. Maybe to go this low right here. Now that's pretty good size, I think. But in this market, I think this is insane. Absolutely insane. I would rather be stopped out for small money than be stopped out for big money. Because in this market, you're going to get stopped out. It just seems like it's what it does. So bottom line, my attitude is, if I buy a position, it has to go up. If I buy a position and it dips too far down, and my too far down is not too far down, I'm out. That's not what I want. If it wants to play games above that line, that's okay. The bears here, they can rumble all they want above my stop, my tight stop. But if they cross my stop, I'm out. Because I'm just taking this attitude where you can do this, but you better do this. And if you don't, I'm gone. And by the way, if you miss on those trades a couple times a day, that should tell you something. Not that you're a bad trader. Not that your top stops are too tight, not that you're doing something wrong. What it should tell you is this market is a bit too volatile for this day to trade. I get a kick out of traders that want volatility. Give me volatility. I hear these young buck traders. They hear stories from the pros that's saying we love volatility. Yeah, you love volatility until you have it. Then let's see how you act. Most traders can't handle volatility. How much volatility can you handle? Not as much as you think. Okay, ABBV here is a short. I'm going to say pretty much right here. Anything above 51.75, I would not want this chart. Weakness, we get down on 142.60, 134.70 here. I'm seeing some profits. Zim, bullish chart. Anything below 66.44.45, would not want that chart. Anything above 63.60, 77.20, 83.20, they look like great profit zones. City, I am interested in this. So City, maybe 51.35 here is where I don't want it. I actually may tighten that up. 51.70, I like that better. I don't want it above 51.70. It gets below 51.70, it's no longer rounded bottom breakout. If it gets below 51.70, it's too far below the previous two candles. It kind of weakens those candles. We need this to stay strong to keep these candles strong. To the upside, $54.40, 56.50, 57.70 up here to the dotted deuce. Looks like a very viable target schedule. GM. I'm afraid GM tires are flat. Looks short, still in a downtrend. I don't want it way up there. I'm going to have, well, let's do a T-line cross here. So somewhere in there. 63.18 above that. Somebody just might put some air in those tires. Somebody might, well, I can't say plugs in the engine anymore. Somebody might plug it in the wall or something, I guess. Plug it in the wall and it could get a little, well, it doesn't rumble. It'll just kind of sneak up there. It's so doggone quiet. So either way, above 36.20, 15 up here, I wouldn't want it. Targets to the downside, 33.70, 31.90, and 29.70. Old lift above 18.90, let's just call it 19, above 19. Nope, above 19 might be a long, actually. Targets to the downside, 15.50 and 14.56. Good old Apple. Above 142.80, I see myself possibly being long Apple. Below 142.80, I see targets 130, we'll call that 133 and 123 down here. ARC. We looked at ARC yesterday as a short. I still think it's a short. Targets to the downside, 37, 33, 26 over here. And if it came back up over, well, if it came back over 44 and a few pennies, that would be bullish. However, I don't want my stop to be up there. So I'm going to have to look at my stop at maybe being 42.13-ish. Okay. That's it. We covered a lot today, longs and short. You guys take care. Let's see what the market is doing. Still a lot of nothing. And you know, I know the futures are down, but I'm not sure that that's a bad thing right now. We could absolutely hold in here, and we could put together a relief rally, which would set us up for more shorts. I do not believe for 1 second, not one fraction of a second do I believe this is the bottom and we're just going to work ourselves out of this. I hope I'm wrong. I truly do. I hope I'm wrong. Did you guys hear what Ackerman said last night? What it amounted to, or it was on a tweet or something. What it amounted to is the feds aren't doing enough fast enough. He pretty much said we need to crush this market to bring it back to life, to get rid of the inflation. And that just scares the heebie-jeebies out of me, because I think he is correct. I think he's right. If we just peel off the little Band-Aid, peel that Band-Aid off little pieces at a time, and if we just wait and wait and wait, a month goes by, 2 months go by, 3 months go by, and they just keep peeling that Band-Aid, this is a slow bleed to the downside. Just hit my finger with a hammer and get it over with. So, yeah, Ackerman is a known bear. There's no doubt about it. But I do think he's right. Rock and roll feds, get out there and just blow holes in everything. Get it done. Knock this inflation down. It'll hurt, but the wound will heal faster, I believe. Anyway, just my 2 cents. You guys take care. We'll see you back here in about, I don't know, 20 minutes. All right. Peace. Later, everyone.